Okay, I guess I'll go next then.
All right.
Let's do a movie or TV show this time.
Sure.
So, finally watched Lord of the Rings.
Let's go!
Fellowship of the Rings all of the way through.
I can't believe it took you this long to watch it.
I can't believe it took me this long as someone who likes fantasy
Yeah, right?
to watch it.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was fucking great.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Oh, my heart stopped beating there.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be like, it's all right.
It's like,
And
Mr. Frodo.
you know, I think I'm kind of glad that I'm watching this as like an adult and not as like when it first released when I was like way younger. I don't think I would have appreciated it.
You don't.
No, you don't.
Especially Fellowship of the Rings because
Very lore heavy.
it is so lore heavy.
Very lore heavy.
And I think I remember watching like 30 minutes when I was like younger at my cousin's house, and it just seemed so fucking boring, right? Because I was like,
It's a lot of talking at the beginning.
There's a lot.
I'm just like, who the fuck? What is it, Mr. Frodo? Why the fuck do I care about this? It's a ring. Where are the action? Where are like the fighting and shit? But like watching this as an adult now that I've grown like a bigger appreciation. The fucking world building and lore is it's insane to think how old this is and just how big of an effect this has just had on pop culture in general and just like the entire fantasy, right?
Well, Tolkien is an absolute master at like world building. It's crazy that he thought up all of that like fucking whenever the hell he wrote the first book. Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah. When did the original Lord of the Rings come out? Because
it was in the 50s or 60s, I think.
I thought it was earlier.
I think it was earlier than
I thought it was like the 30s or something like that.
Lord of the Rings book come out.
Oh, it might have been. You know what? It actually
1954.
Oh, 1950s. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know he was still alive when Dune.
But he released The Hobbit in the 30s, which is the same world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he released The Hobbit in the 30s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is the prequel to Lord of the Rings.
The prequel to Lord of the Rings. Yeah, just like seeing I guess the origin of so many of these fantasy creatures, because I know that, for example, a lot of this is taken from European mythology.
Absolutely.
But a lot of our images of what these like
Modern day fantasy.
like what these, what elves are, what dwarves are, what wizards are, they all come from this. They all come from Tolkien's interpretation of these mythical beings. And it's insane to think how much power this single story has had, or this single world has had, for our perception of just modern fantasy and just fantasy in general, like wizards having pointy hats or like things like that. So I was just like so intrigued with this world, even though all of these genres have been, portrayed to death in modern fantasy. It was interesting still to this day, seeing the depth of this world, and also getting attached to some of these characters as well.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
Samwise.
Yeah.
Mr. Frodo. Oh man, I need a best friend like Sam, man. That the scene at the end when Frodo just gives up on everyone, he's like, nah, I need to do this by myself. And Samwise like, no, Mr. Frodo, don't leave me. I'll come with you. I'll come with you. And I'm like, oh man, what a real G.
That's a real G.
He's the goat, man.
Yeah,
you realize that Sam's the goat of the story. It's not about him, but he's always there helping.
Yeah, he's so fucking likable. And a lot of the Fellowship of the Ring is just a lot of setting up the world, setting up the conflict, and talking as well. And I thought I would get bored through a lot of it, but most of it now I've grown an appreciation of just like the wider world building and the wider politics. In terms of the individual characters so far, just because there are like so many fucking characters, it was hard to get a grasp on every single one. But they did a really, really good job at just setting up the banter and the chemistry between everyone. Like,
I love Gimli.
Gimli, I felt was like the comic relief character of everything.
Like Legolas was so like brooding and sexy and like good at archery, and then Gimli like, let's go. What are you doing?
Yeah, because like out of everything that I watched or played, this time. I think this is the one where I had the least amount of reactions.
Yeah.
Just because I was so immersed. I was locked in, man. I was locked in.
I haven't watched the first movie in, oh my God, like over 10 years. But
Yeah.
I remember I always love the scene where they like have to decide if they're going to go through the mountain or like around it.
Yeah.
I love that when they were deciding that. I think that's the first movie, right?
Yeah, that is the first movie.
I love it when they're like, well, we got to go the dangerous way.
Yeah. Well, it's either the less dangerous way, the more dangerous way, or the fuck you are going to die way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I was a bit concerned about because you forget how old this is. If the CGI would have aged at all, and surprisingly, like a lot of it
looks good.
A lot of it still holds up. Some of it looks a little janky. There are some scenes a little janky, but for the most part, you absolutely don't notice it at all. And
how was it getting to see the "You Shall Not Pass"?
I was going to get to that. So I obviously know that iconic scene. I've seen that iconic scene out of context. So I thought there was so many. I will admit there were a lot of scenes in Lord of the Rings where it was like a fucking meme moment, and half of my watch through was just going,
one does not simply enter Mordor.
One does not simply just enter Mordor or whatever. And the other thing was like Gandalf being like, I have no memory of this place.
I forgot that one.
And it was like a really serious moment where you're like, oh shit, they're fucked. And then he said that, and I just laughed. So I was scared that because when I think it's the Balrog or I forgot the name of the creature that is.
I think it is the Balrog.
So Balrog or something. I think it's Balrog. I can't remember the exact name of the fucking fire demon creature. Yeah. So when they started running from that, I was like, oh shit. Oh, it's coming. Yeah. It's coming. And I thought that because this scene had been such a big part of pop culture and I had seen the scene, that I was like, it's probably not going to hit. It's probably not going to hit as hard. I know it's epic, but it's probably not. Balrog. That's it. And
so fucking cool.
And holy shit, just seeing the build up of it and Ciaran McKellen, he put his fucking soul in that line.
He did not have to go that hard.
Yeah, because I didn't realize he said it because I'd only seen that line, right? So I didn't realize that he said it like a few times before that line where he was like, you shall not pass. You shall not pass. And then he fucking whips. He fucking shall not pass.
Yeah, he goes in, bro.
He goes so in.
He parries this fucking attack and then he drops that banger line. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, fuck me. The goosebumps, I'm fucking shaking, man. Holy shit.
Such a good scene.
And then unfortunately, he dies right afterwards. And then,
I want to see if we can see your reaction. I would love to see your I would love to see your reaction.
It's literally like the last 10 minutes, right, of the first movie, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's literally right at the end.
Yeah. So I don't know how I reacted to this because I might have been just so immersed.
Oh, Garnt, you look so sad. You look so sad. No, you look distraught. What the heck?
I can't believe they just did that to my boy.
Yeah, so it was like after that I actually it's those moments where I fucking love media where I'm like, I'm not much of a reactor. I'm more of like a
internal.
Fuck me. That was so that's my biggest praise to Lord of the Rings. You could see how emotionally locked in I was.
Bro, you weren't even blinking. You were just like...
Yeah, I was just emotionally locked in, and then when he died, I was like, oh fuck, I'm like feeling emotions now.
Yeah. Such a good film. And I love the one of the first battles is like when they fight all those knights, and I forgot who died. What's his name who dies?
Boromir.
Boromir.
Yeah, Boromir.
I've just been so long. I loved that. As a kid, that was the most hype. And I had the game where did you play the PS1 game?
No.
There's a game where you have to fight like 100 knights in the PS1 game and recreate it.
Oh, shit.
Cool. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So many memories. Such a good time.
It just made me, especially watching the You Shall Not Pass scene, it just made me sad that I couldn't get to experience this in theaters.
Yeah, me too. If they released it in Japan again in the theaters, I'd go in a heartbeat.
Yeah, because even though I knew that scene, I didn't know a lot surrounding that scene. I didn't know the context.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on with Gandalf as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, you spoiled a little bit about the Gandalf.
Yeah, but I mean, surprisingly, it didn't matter at all because
it's not going to change the hype.
No. When he dies after like doing that, I felt genuinely sad, even though like I knew it was.
Yeah, we saw it.
You look distraught, bro. Little bro looked distraught.
You could see. Look, like me watching that scene is like 10-year-old Garnt. That is the most genuine. I am not a YouTuber anymore. I am a child experiencing this fantasy story.
As you should.
It's
a great story.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because I don't really have many reactions to watching Lord of the Rings. It's just me because I like halfway through, I had like the lights blaring, I had my contacts on, and I was like, I don't want to do this. So I like turned. I turned. That's why it was like dark. Because I turned the lights off. I put my glasses on because I was like, I just want to be me when I experience this.
I respect that.
And I'm very. I told Sydney I was watching Lord of the Rings, and somehow she didn't know I hadn't watched Lord of the Rings. I guess we never had this conversation before. She just assumed. So she was like, all right, well, I got this weekend's planned. I have this weekend's plans on your schedule now. We're watching all Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, I'm excited to watch the rest of it.
Yeah, are you gonna watch the rest of the weekend?
Yeah,
you should. It's so good.
I mean, it makes me sad, like I said, that I couldn't experience it in theaters, but
it's still great.
It's still fucking fantastic, even it didn't feel like 3 hours. I thought it would. I thought it definitely would, but it did not feel like 3 hours at all.
I really hope they play it in theaters.
Yeah,
they pretty will. I hope. I'm holding out.
Yeah,
so they played The Godfather recently, and I watched that, and that was really fun. We'll talk about that another time, though.
Yeah. It'll be amazing to watch this in theaters. Yeah. Holy shit! Oh,
hell yeah.
So you like it? So far we all like the stuff we've been. Well, maybe Fear and Hunger you're in.
Yeah, I'm kind of half off on Fear and Hunger.
I knew you weren't gonna like it.
Yeah,
so
no, there's lots I appreciate about it, but yeah.
So far, though, we all like everything.
I think so.
Yeah. We all know each other pretty well.